Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everyone. How you doing? You haven't had lunch yet. You can't be sleepy. Ready to rock and roll? Fantastic. Oh, where are you from? Yeah? Okay, I heard yes, ma'am. All right, you guys. I'm Jennifer Bagley, CEO of CI Web Group, and we're a preferred digital marketing agency. You guys have pretty much occupied our entire world. So from an agency standpoint, we've done business with every industry there is, but had a speaking event 12 years ago, and one HVAC dealer turned into 100, turned into well over that, and now if an attorney calls, we're kind of like, not really that important, and you weren't fun to begin with. So we love working in your guys' industry and have for years. It's cool because we get to niche out and be geeks in an industry I couldn't even change my own filter, let alone anything else. So my dad's proud anyway. You guys have 2 sheets in front of you. How many of you have already filled out the dealer form? Okay, if you filled it out, as long as you believe in the handwriting you put on that paper and it was legible, then you can put it in the middle of the table. You don't need that. If you are questioning yourself, depending on how late in the hour it was last night, and you want to refill it out, that's fine too. You have another document in front of you called 12-Step Roadmap to Achieve Accelerated Results. Looks like this. Everybody has one? Awesome. We're going to start on step 1. This is a system that is designed to help you guys do the right things in the right order at the right time. See, in your world, for whatever reason, you guys have a target on your back for every scam artist out there trying to sell you a magic pill to market your business. You guys get calls from Google? Google will never call you. They're not real. Ever. We can't call Google. We're certified and pay them. They don't have an outbound call center. Those are scams. The challenge is as an entrepreneur, we want something fast. We want immediate. We want the drive-through version to success. Everybody does. That's our culture today. The reality is this stuff takes work, and it takes some time. I'm not from the advertising and marketing industry. I'm an entrepreneur. I've built, bought, and sold businesses for years. And prior to that was VP of Global Logistics and Supply Chain for some major retailers, so I know business. I'm in the same position as you because I have to hire these people. So when somebody comes up and they're pitching social media is the God and everything, you gotta be a great twit on Twitter, learn to tweet. Most salespeople trying to sell you something, they don't have a clue about running a business. They don't even ask enough questions to be able to present something to you. I have people that come up all the time, they're like, well, how much does it cost? I don't even know what you need. What I do know is in order for you guys to make better decisions in your business, there's got to be a lot of analysis that's done, and we got to make decisions differently. How many of you guys are interested in growing the business? That's the goal. Raise your hand. Fantastic. How many of you want to build the business, sell it, sail off into the sunset with an umbrella and a drink? Fantastic. Why are you quiet about it? I got an exit strategy. How many of you want to hand it down to a kids? You're generational. You've got somebody you need to pass this business to. You need to prepare it for that. Anyone? That's real. Okay? Each one of those are a different process, a different mindset, a different strategy. The preparation to be able to be ready for that exit. It's different. When you started your business, why did you become an entrepreneur? You wanted more what? 3 things. I want more. 2 out of the gate. Next. I want more. How about time? Is that the list? All entrepreneurs start their business for the same thing. I want more time, more money, more freedom. How many of you feel like you have it? I feel you. Okay? I understand. Trust me, my soul, my shoes, my heels, they all understand. In order to be able to accomplish what we want, we got to have complete clarity in what we want in our world, in our life, in our business. We have to focus on those things only that are going to drive us towards that goal. And we have to execute with precision, consistently, and not quit 2 yards before the touchdown. We got to break the rules of entrepreneurship in order to make success. It's real. I'm one. I have thousands of entrepreneurs I've coached, and half of the success is here, if not way more. It has nothing to do with the product or service or market or government or politics or anything else in your neighborhood. It has to do with how you think. Because we formulate these decisions based on our own experiences, our own past. Some of you are very nervous about working with a marketing company because you've been burned in the past. We'll leave that alone. It's the same way consumers feel about hiring a contractor. We're in the same world because they've been burned in the past. Hey, we're both there. We got to allow consumers, we have to make sure they can trust us. And they don't believe what we say about ourselves. Fair? When it comes to marketing, you guys, we have to think about this as an investment. Our business surely was an investment, right? Big investment. Becoming an entrepreneur is. When you make an investment, there's 2 ways to calculate that investment. Simple interest, compound interest. Marketing with simple interest. I'll give you an example. Mailer. Tell me another simple interest marketing investment, meaning you're burning and churning through cash. If you stop spending, you have nothing. Radio, perfect. Next. You guys know them? It's what your dad did. What are they? Radio, TV, newspaper, perfect, thank you. What else? Mails, flyers, door hangers, tchotchkes. Okay, anything where you spend money, some people pray, okay, and you hope you get a return, but if you stop spending, you have nothing. Pay-per-click, pay-per-call, home advisor leads, Yelp. These are simple interest investments in your business. I will have marketing people disagree with me all day long, totally don't care, because this is what I know. I'm going to show you. When you need something for your family, forget about your business. Go back to mom, dad, husband, wife. When you need something, what do? You need something. You need to hire somebody. What do you guys do? How? What do you guys do? Gary, what do you do? Go to Google. Perfect. What do you do? All right, handyman. You from the East Coast? Gosh, all the East Coast guys are all handymen. They do everything. What do you do? Are you going to make your own shirt, buy a new pair of tennis shoes, get your golf clubs? You need a fishing rod. What do you do? What do you guys do? You need to hire somebody to do your lawn, pool, contractor. What do you do? Good night. Here's the deal, regardless of this room. I'm sorry. Every audience I talk to, they're not stunned. They answer quickly, and I have thousands and thousands of recordings of audiences that I ask that same question to. If you need something, what do? The audience says, I go to Google. Once you go to Google and you find a company, let me ask you this. Do you guys click on the ads at the top, or do you click on the map or in the bottom? Map. What do? Below the ads. Perfect. What do? Does anyone in here click on the ads other than to charge their competitor $44 a pop? Perfect. Done. Once you find a company, what do you do next? Think through this. You do it every day. The problem is it's subconscious, so it's not relative right now. After you find a business, a product, a service, what do you do next? What do you look for? Website. Perfect. What do you do? Reviews. Perfect. Done. Okay? Here's the reality. I would literally rather listen to a group of soccer moms tell me how they buy than a marketing person all day. Totally don't care about a marketing agency and their charts and graphs and all that garbage. What I do care about is the average homeowner. What do they do? How do they work? How do they function? And subconsciously, we sit in our cars at a parking lot. We sit at the mall. We sit at dinner. We sit at movies before the thing says turn off the phones. Everything we do on these little devices and on our computers. We go to Google, we do a search, we check out reviews, and we make a decision based on how we feel after doing that. Have you guys ever been to a website, you're like, oh, I don't feel good about this? Okay, what do you do next? You keep looking. Consumers have lots of options. We need to make sure you're one of them and they feel good when they get there so they can make a decision. Marketing is beyond simple. It is beyond simple. We overcomplicate it with all this garbage and stuff and systems and all this stuff. It's simple. How do people look? How do they make decisions? Focus on that. Fair? All right. Compounding interest impacts on your business are things that produce results year over year over year. The dollar I spend today is worth more a year from now. It's worth more 2 years from now. If I create a video on YouTube and I post it and title it well, is it simple interest or compound interest? Compound, why? You should bring a chair up here and just sit with me. It's compound interest. Why? Because it keeps giving, right? It's the gift that it keeps growing. The more it's there, the longer it's there, the more powerful it comes. If I create a page on my website and it's written well, optimized well, is it compound or simple? Compound. Why? Because the longer it's there, the more powerful it is. The higher it ranks on Google, the more money you make. But I have dealers all the time that will say, Dan, I don't have time. Like, how many times have you repeated the same answer to your customers' questions or prospects' questions in the last week? Feel like Groundhog's Day? Heck yeah. If you digitized it, could you get some minutes back? The very excuse that prevents us from doing what we are supposed to do for our business is the very reason we need to do it. If you feel like you don't have time, you probably don't have the system. You probably don't have the systems in place in order to get those minutes back. I want investments to be permanent. If you're going to invest in something, I want you to own it. Talking to a gentleman here. They're working with a company that's actually a really good company. I mean, they do good work. Problem is, scandalous in their approach. They don't own their website. Totally not okay in my ethical book. Not okay. It bothers my soul. I want them to own it. And then I want them to build on it, and I want them to add something new, and they own that, and it continues to produce and grow over the years. And I want them to add something else, and it continues to produce and grow over the years. And continue to do that until you have an infrastructure online where you become a beast. And growing your business becomes easy. It's not easy in the beginning, but it gets there if you do the right things in the right order at the right time. Fair? All right. I get a little passionate about it because it's exciting stuff. And because I know the difference, right? Because we have so many dealers and so many clients in the same industry, I've heard every excuse. When somebody says that doesn't work, I'm like, no, I've 95 times I can show you it does. Like the data is proof. The data will show you. You guys, this is a game of skill, mindset, and timing. Half of this is in our heads. It's what you come to the table with, your past experiences and so forth. We got to fix that. We need to empty the glass. If you have a glass, empty it. And we need to refill it with new information that's going to help us grow. We have to. Trainings like these are hard because you come, you get excited, you go. I want you to stay involved. We do webinars on a regular basis. Stay involved in the webinars. Stay involved in this. I do webinars. I have one at 2 o'clock today for Goodman every single month. Stay involved. Keep feeding your brain new information. It'll help. All right? And it'll keep you focused. First and foremost, step 1. You guys, it's your website and your brand. You own that. There is nothing before your website. When I see somebody's website and I can tell that it's a DIY version, do it yourself, or a triple F version, friends, family, and fools, and free, and felons, whatever. I've seen it all. Okay? And I see them spending money on Yelp, but their home base isn't taken care of. That frustrates me. You own this. It can help your business appreciate in time. Your brand, it's got to stand out. I can't do this. This is where they started. I can't make that look good with the new car around it. Right? The windshield's still broke. Okay? Your brand, logo, important. It's got to be something. So we have a sketch artist. They drew a bunch of different images, and it turned into this. I call him Chili. Who's he look like? Do you remember that cartoon? Silly Willy. That's where they wanted to go. So, but it's recognizable. People are familiar with it. Your website. If you built it yourself, you have an affinity for it because it took time. If your wife built it, that's a different level of appreciation, right? If your friend built it, different level of appreciation. There's all these things that cause us to make bad judgments when it comes to your website. The reality is, when somebody gets to your website, you have a matter of a half a second to tell them who you are, what you do, where you do it, how to reach you, what other people think about you. Can they leave a review? Can they apply for financing, sign up for Mace, troubleshoot their issue? Can they schedule service or request a quote? I couldn't fit it all on there. Without moving. They can't have to hunt for that, because those are the things that are in consumers' minds. We know it. We can see it as they travel through websites. We've done so many focus groups. That's what they want. The layout has to be conducive to someone who doesn't have a lot of time. Okay? Google is your first audience when it comes to your website. Google is a robot, deaf and blind, doesn't care what the design looks like. It cares about code and content. Reads Braille. If the code's bad, the design's beautiful, you're out. It's what's behind the scene. It's like putting new paint on a broken car. It's not going to make it run better. Websites are built in layers. Problem is, a lot of people hire one person to do it. Bob can't do it because he can't code and design and do SEO and do content. He can't do it. Bob doesn't exist. Moms don't give birth to all those personality styles. Not yet. We're working on it. It has to stand out. You guys, I'm going to show you a couple real quick. This is his current site. Okay? There is a ton of issues, a ton, without getting into it. But I want you to realize the layers. Top section, that's header. Second section, that's navigation. Then you have a slider. Then you have body. And then you have footer. That's how websites are laid out. He doesn't have an actual footer. From a design standpoint, there's no call to actions. The phone number is not click to call. He's getting spammed out the wazoo because he's got this email plastered at the top of the site, and it's all junk mail. There's no clear call to action, emergency services. How? What? Where? I don't know where he is. There's so many things wrong with this. What is residential? Residential what? What is service? What is maintenance? We can't make people think. Right? You guys run 4 different companies depending on where you're located. You have a heating company, you have an air conditioning company, and you hopefully have some kind of maintenance tune-up or allergy season indoor air quality company. Those are different businesses, different kinds of the year. Consumers aren't hot or cold at the same time. It's one or the other. We got to drive them into the area based on the season. It has to make sense to them. Make sense? Fantastic. Give you the difference. When you get to this site, you know who he is, and this is a development site, not done yet, but close. What does he do? It's very clear because consumers look for a certain set of things. In the air conditioning side of business, in the middle of summer, they look for AC repair, AC service, AC installation, AC replacement, AC inspection, AC maintenance, AC tune-up. They also use air conditioner service, air conditioner maintenance, air conditioner. They also use air conditioning. They have all these different versions. Remember, Google's deaf and blind. It reads Braille. If your site doesn't have text that specifically says that, there's nothing to crawl. I had a guy yesterday tell me he was spending $2,500 a month on a site that literally didn't have one service that he wants to sell or city he wants to sell it in. And he's been doing that for over 6 months, wondering why I'm not getting any results. Step 2, content. This is the least budgeted for, most important element of marketing, period. Content is your voice. Let me ask you, you guys sell, right? All of you sell. If you stop talking, how's that going to go? It's a bad day. It's a vacation. If your website doesn't have content specifically addressing what the customer's looking for, where they're looking for it, it's not going to sell either. It's not going to sell. So if you find yourself repeating the same thing every day, digitize it. Now it's permanent, so those people who are looking for it online could potentially find it in addition to all the people you're talking to. Fair enough? Is it a good use of your time? Let me ask you this. Have any of you ever woke up and said, I wish there were more of me. I wish I could clone myself? Yeah? Look right there. What am I doing right now? Behind you, darling. Look that way and wave. What am I doing right now? Why? I'm digitizing this hour. This hour will be broke down into 15 different segments, uploaded to YouTube, given a different title. It'll be out there forever, and I will get phone calls just like we did yesterday. I got 16 phone calls from random things on the internet. Most of them were YouTube videos that were so old I actually had to say, don't listen to everything you heard me say. But they come in. Digitize yourself, make it permanent. So, content. This is content. You are never done. Without content, you can't do all these other things. If you don't have it, Google doesn't know what services is. Can services have a lot of meanings? Let me show you how Google sees services. You guys seen Bruce Almighty, the movie? You remember when he's in that warehouse and God's standing in there and he was like, anything you've ever said, anything you've ever done, anything you've ever thought is in this drawer. Big file cabinet flies across the whole warehouse. That's what just happened, right? So I just requested something from Google. File cabinet flies across the entire warehouse and it contains how many pages? When you have to think about it, it's a problem, right? In order for you to make any money on Google, you need to be number 10 of whatever that is. So if your page title says services, so think of it like a filing cabinet. If you put a page inside Google that says services, you get in this bucket, how likely are you to get to the front? Not going to happen. How about heater? Oh, how about I spell right? How many pages? You guys are not product people. You don't sell equipment. You sell services. If you try and do this, you need to have the budget the likes of Amazon, Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's. You do not want to compete in this market. That's a bad place to be. It's not about building a website with a bunch of products on it unless you want to sell filters to existing clients. Okay, you sell services. Consumers are looking for. Something's wrong. They don't know if they need service or maintenance. They don't need to know if it's a repair or service. They don't know if it's installation or replacement. In their mind, who cares? They look for all of those. So if you want to make money having a page on page 1 of Google that makes you the option for what they're looking for, where they're looking for it, that's game, that's money. Every page you put on a website gives you an opportunity to be found in a different drawer when somebody's looking. I know how to spell Sebastian. So go back to, remember, when I ask people, how do you search? The majority of people are going to say, they go to Google, they look online. This spot right here is where all the money is. Each page on your website allows you to get into a different drawer so you can convert, so you can be an option for those companies or those people looking for that service. Does that make sense? Every page gives you an option to get into a new drawer based on a service you want to sell in a city you want to sell it. Each individual page. They're never done. This is one of our clients. This is a site we built for Cooling Tampa 2 years ago. They're on their 3rd refresh. Why do websites last longer than a couple years? They technically don't last longer than 12 months. Technology is changing too fast. They start to degrade. After 2 years, you're done. If you're spending money on marketing on a website that's got a broken engine, that's burning cash. We built this site. I hate this site. And the one we build today, I'm going to hate 2 years from now. That's real. Because you're never done. You're never done. We've learned since then. Their business has changed since then. Technology's changed since then. Google requirements have changed since then. Shoot, the code that we built the website on is different now than it was when we built it. The options are different. Their new site, we learned, so we implement those things. And 2 years from now, we're going to learn something new. Consumers' buying habits are going to change. Technology and requirements are going to change. We're going to do something new, and I won't like this site. Can't think about it as if you're done. You're never done. You're never done adding content. If you want to sell it, you got to have a page for it where you want to sell it, period. If you want your phone to ring for that, anything. I've had dealers call and they're like, oh, I'm in a really big city. What do I do? I'm like, well, tell me something unique you do. Guy said, well, we sell earthquake shut-off valves. Like, you could shut off earthquakes? That's so cool. Didn't know. So we built pages for earthquake shut-off valve. Boom. Page 1, number 1, that's his leader source. We could do it quickly and work on the hard stuff over time. This guy says, Jen, we do oil to gas conversions. Well, like, I don't even know what that is. But we wrote 7 pages of content for it. So, Folks Heating, who I just got a text message this morning of his new truck. I love it when our dealers send us new trucks. It shows they're growing. It's exciting. Okay, and he owns page 1, position 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and oh, he doesn't like the guy showing up below him, so we used our own website to occupy number 7. For 11 cities, he owns the entire front page of Google. He owns this market. That's his. That's a major moneymaker, period. And we can do this all day, every day. There's nothing that's a secret. When we get on a phone and we show you rankings and where they're at and where they started, it's real. It might take X number of months. When you look at these searches, and this is good for you guys, if I'm looking to make money, if I want to be the option for AC repair, Sebastian, Florida, how many pages are in that drawer? Okay, this is our math. It takes us, when we first start with a new company, because usually there's lots of stuff broke, 30 days per 100,000 pages in that drawer. When do you need to start optimization for air conditioning service in Sebastian if that's your number of pages in the drawer? How many months before your season? 5 to 6. Okay, let's change it. Give me a city you guys are in. Anyone that I can spell. What is it? Mountain Home? Okay. Let's just look for this first. 6.1 million pages in the drawer. Is that you? Are you page 1? Okay. So, not yet? Okay. That's a lot of pages. So as you change this, you guys, it may be, and I'd have to look at your site. If you have that page on there for that city, then you're playing that game. If you don't have a page that says AC Repair, Mountain Home, Arkansas, you're not playing the game. So it doesn't, can't get there, right? Here's the deal. In the city you physically have an office, you can get ranked for much faster than around, as long as you have your local listings perfected and beautiful reviews. If you do that, you can make money all day long from that. Okay, so every search produces a different number. Get used to playing with those, because you guys have the ability to go, ooh, I just found a phrase and location. I want to sell that, and I want to sell it here. There's only 100,000 pages in that drawer. That's a moneymaker. I can make money on that investment in 30 days. Game on. You need to think that strategic. What can I sell? How quickly can I take it to market and get my phone ringing for that particular product? If you can do air conditioner installation in blank city and get a page of content written, get it optimized, get it to the front of Google in 30 days, your average installation, can I say $4,000? Average profit, 35%? 2 deals would cover your whole year's website marketing. 1 deal pays for another 50 phrases to add to your plan. It's a mathematical equation. When you learn the math, making investments is easy. Math and time. Make sense? All right. So, content. What do you want to sell? Where do you want to sell it? You're never done. Because the number of phrases, we have a spreadsheet that has all of our research on it for HVAC. So everything from air conditioner installation to ductless air conditioner installation, residential air conditioner installation, ductless mini split air conditioner installation. They put both in the same term, right? There's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of different ways consumers look for it. You just need to own a few that make you the option, and when they get there, they need to make a decision. So, content, cities, where do you want to sell? Getting ranked in the city you do business or you have an office in, that's not as difficult. That's pretty easy. That's relatively a walk in the park. Getting ranked everywhere else, you've got to have one page per city. I'll tell you the easiest way to do that where you're not paying for content writers. And you got to do it anyway because it is step number 5, reviews. We put an app in your hand. Every time you go on a job, you check in and you say, installing a new air conditioner. The app automatically knows that you're sitting in the middle of blank city. The implementation team for that adds a new page to your website for that particular city, puts the review on it, or puts the check-in notice on there. When you get done with the job, you ask, are you happy? They say yes, show them how to program the thermostat, show them what you did, and simply say, can I send you a text message real quick? I'm not allowed to come back to the office without a review. Lady at the front is crazy. You send them a text, you're right there, you're staring at their soul, their retina, and you're going to get that review. I tell all my guys, don't come home without it. Don't come home without it. You can't leave. You got to get that review. That review, it provides validation. It provides trust because consumers want to know what do other people think. In addition to that, gives you new content for new cities on your website so you can start ranking in other areas other than the city you have an address in. Make sense? It's free content. And it can make you money as well as help you close more business. It's an absolute no-brainer. All right, next, forms. Last thing you want to do is have a form on your website that sends you an email. And the only time that email or that data gets into a database is when you close the business and they get into QuickBooks. Every lead, every opportunity, every piece of data you have has got to get into a database that you can sort and sift and filter. Why? Because in the future, as your business grows, you need to be able to quickly send out a text message to everybody and say, hey, especially if you got trucks in the driveway, we have a $79 tune-up special. We only have 6 spots available. Sign up today and you get blank free, whatever. You got to be able to use that database for things. But if you have forms on your website that's just sending emails, I guarantee that stuff's not getting anywhere. It's not getting into anything usable. That is valuable data even if you don't use it right now. Every lead, every opportunity has to go into a sortable system for future use. Cannot wait. You'll kick yourself later saying, I wish I would have done this earlier from day one. Next, local listings. This is like telling your kids to clean their room. It's not an option. You have to do this. There are top 70 local listing sites. You guys are familiar with a lot of them. Some of them I have no clue what they are. But they're used heavily by Google for validation and occupy more real estate online. 70. Yelp, Yellow Pages, City Search, Merchant Circle, Google Business, Bing Business, Yahoo Business, blah, blah, blah. If you try and go do all these yourselves, it's thousands of dollars because you're having to pay subscription fees individually. I'll tell you right out of the gate, $300 a month. We set up all 70 local listings because we buy them in bulk. If you don't own these listings, here's the reality. You can have them out there right now because these guys, the way they try and get your business, they'll put bad information out there for your company, wrong phone numbers, so that you call, ask them to fix the number, and then they can sell you the plan. It happens all the time. In addition to that, if you don't own the listing, anybody can claim it. 9 times out of 10, we pull a local listing report, and there'll be a phone number on there, and the dealer will go, that's not mine. We'll go, call it. Someone else will answer the phone. They've been answering that phone for years, happily taking that company's calls. They have your company name, your address, their phone number. That is a normal scam online. Very normal. But most people are not managing these things. They don't pay attention to them. They just let them be. We have to take care of our brand. We have to take care of our position online. Great benefit to these are money makers. They make money. I pulled a group. Here, that's too many. Let me show you just one. The client I showed you earlier. So this is Cooling Tampa. Same client I showed you their website. We have 64 listings set up. We've done 806 updates. That's how you get the listings to move up. Same thing with websites. New content makes your site more relevant, more current. So it moves up. The more reviews you have, it's more trusted. Are you trusted? Are you relevant? Are you current? Same thing that your customers want to know is the same thing Google wants. It's identical. In addition, just to give you an idea of the frequency of people trying to steal these sites, we've done 21 suppressions, meaning 21 other companies have tried to snag their listings, and we suppress it. Our clients don't even know we do it. I don't even know if they review the reports. But it happens every single day. Every day we'll log in and it says, check these out, and we get notifications every single time. If you're not paying attention to that, that's a problem. In addition to that, knowing when you get a review, you got to know. So we monitor all the sites and send you a notification every time you get a review. Why? You have one responsibility. What do you need to do when you get a review? Anywhere. What do you need to do? You need to respond. You got to reply. Good, bad, or indifferent. You got to reply. You got to say thank you to the ones who left you a positive one, encourage good behavior. And the ones who left you a nasty review, you got to reply with tact and professionalism. You have to resolve. If you ignore these things, they will only get worse, and I have seen hundreds of companies that literally came to, I'm either going to close my business or have to rebrand, which means new website, new banners, new truck wraps, new business cards, new shirts, new everything. You don't want to ignore that. That's your maintenance, okay? Now, cool part is when these are managed right, you make money. So for this particular account, one of the 64 listings generated 110 get directions requests, 200 phone calls, and 430 clicks to their website. And this is in a 12-month period. I'm sorry. Almost a 12-month period. What you'll notice on every single report, no one is managing these when they come to the table. No one is. They're not taking advantage of the calls. They're not making the money from these sites. This is one of the easiest things you can do, and your website has no impact on this. It's standalone. They have to be managed. Make sense? Okay. All right. So local listings, that is step 4. Step 5, reviews. If consumers' process is, I need something, I go online, I do a search, I glance at their website, have an internal reaction of either moving forward or moving away. Then I go check out reviews. This is part of that infrastructure. You got to do it. So, again, the app. There's 101 review systems. There's a lot of garbage out there. You guys getting calls from companies trying to sell you review software? Most review software is a hunk of junk. They tell you, oh, get reviews. We'll put a widget on your site that Google can't see or index. There's only one. It's called Nearby Now. There's only one that has a free, how do I say this? The content from the review can be put on your website and Google can actually see it. It can crawl it. It can add value. It can make you more money. Why get a review just to have a review and say, well, if I find a client, they can look at the review. I want the reviews to help me make more money. I want them to serve another purpose than just be a review. That's what the app does. Now, I just talked to these guys. They were like, well, we were on Nearby Now. And they were like, it didn't work. I was like, well, who was implementing it? Well, no one. It's like, okay, it's a software. It doesn't work on its own. So it requires implementation and still an SEO brain and someone to optimize it. But you guys could literally build a new site, take an app, go from city to city to city. I tell dealers all the time, I'm like, suck it up, bootstrap it, get in your car, and I want you to drive to 25 cities on Saturday and check in every single one of them saying you're installing an air conditioner. I need that content. I need those pages on your site. And they do it. They'll get all their guys with the app to drive everywhere, check in everywhere, get them on the site right then. That way the pages start getting indexed by Google because you need what? You need time. Do it right now. If somebody has an issue getting Google reviews, same thing. Slow day. Y'all sit your tails in the conference room, pick up that phone, and you guys start calling. You call every friend you know. I need stars. I need Google stars. This is how you do it. Here's a quick link. Please, can I get a review? Please, can I get a 5-star review? Some things you got to bootstrap and make it happen. Then you can get busy on a normal process. But we're entrepreneurs. We don't have a lot of time to mess around. All right? Next, search engine optimization. You guys, I am skipping. Here, I'll go very quickly. Social media. Here's the reality with social media. I don't want this to be an exit. How many? 5? Okay. I don't want social media to be an exit. And there's lots of exits out there. Wrong phone number online, that's an exit. Bad review online, that's an exit. Your business says it closes at 5 and they get home at 6:05, and that's an exit. On Google Maps, you've seen a business that says closed, and then it says 24/7. Don't say closed. At least let them schedule something, on your website to talk to you tomorrow, but don't say closed. Okay, social media, huge exit. Last time you posted content was 2 years ago, they're out. They're out. You could have won everything else, but they'll leave. The consumers need to see current content. If you're signed up with some crazy manufacturer that's posting content and sending them to their dealer locators all day long, they're out. Bad. There's a ton of them that do that. Okay, if the content's not relative, in the beginning, social media, you need to be alive and look professional. These other things, way more priorities than spending all your time on social media in the beginning. When you get these things knocked out, come back to social later. Can it generate new business? Absolutely. Should you go learn how to, tweet before you have pages for the services you want to sell on your website? Absolutely not. So some things we have dealers that call all the time, they're like, I want to do blank. The answer, no, not yet. Later, not yet. You have other priorities you need to take care of first. Make sense? So, when you get to social, make it fun. It's social. Got to make it fun. It's got to be funny. It's got to be entertaining. You guys don't have a real sexy business, I'm sorry to say. It's not that, no one's going to follow your blog. Right? It's not that exciting, so you've got to make it fun and funny. That's why it's social media. People want to be entertained. And then throw in some things, some promotions and other things into the mix as well. We had a picture of a lady standing next to a wall of wine, and it said, looking for a good wine to pair with my allergy medication, pound, indoor air quality. That thing got like 280 shares. The dealer wound up getting 13 calls from just that image, something branded like the middle one. So little things like that work. I don't want it to go over SEO. This is the thing. Every one of you is in a different stage in your business. Some people are just getting started. Some people have a lot of assets and things to work with. The process for each one of you is slightly different, right? If you're small and there's 2 of you, I need you to focus on very specific things that are going to get your phone ringing and make you a little bit of money as quickly as possible. So we're going to pick things that are just that, right? If you're a larger dealer, then it may be reshuffling, reorganizing, picking what are the things that work the best. Let's do more of that. What are things not working? Let's reallocate them to something that is. And what's next? What are we not doing yet we should do? We're in a different mindset there. But we still follow the plan. Okay? Search engine optimization, it's got to be part of the plan. It's an oxymoron to do anything different. If the homeowners say, I look online, I search in organic results, there's no way to argue you shouldn't be there. Had a gentleman yesterday, he was like, well, I called my current marketing company and they said organic is out and I just need to do pay-per-click. And I was like, does he do SEO? He was like, no, he doesn't sell SEO. I was like, he's giving recommendations based on what he's able to do, not based on reality. But you just have to go back to when you are mom, dad, husband, wife, what do you do? And if you're weird and you do something strange, you still use Yellow Pages, ask somebody else. Right? And keep asking, and keep asking. Get real data. That's going to help you. Search engine optimization is as simple as this. It's creating content based on what you want to sell, where you want to sell it, putting it on a well-built, well-designed, and indexable website, and making it popular so that it moves up to the front. When it's at the front, just like the Barry said in the beginning, your phone starts to ring. And it's immediate. You can tell the difference. You're like, oh, I was on page 2, nothing. Oh, we just got a blank call because it made it to the right place where people are looking. It's that simple. So this is examples. These are 3 of our clients. For one search term, they show up right next to each other. I'm showing you this because one made a different decision than the other 2. Remember, nothing's ever done. The one on the top, he had his website built with something called schema coding. He also is using the app to get the reviews. Which one would you call? Okay. This example, very hard to read. We gave this to a group of consumers and asked them to make a decision. Who are you going to call? What do you think everybody chose? Can you see it well enough to say which one? They chose number 7 because it had the stars underneath the listing. It's the same company. We just are on page 1, position 1 through 8. But they adamantly fought that they would click on position number 7, this one, because the stars and the reviews were there. And at the end when we showed them, it's all air care systems in Florida. They were like, no way. They don't notice. They just saw those reviews. Small little differences make huge difference. Again, compounding versus simple interest. These guys, I am so proud of them. They're doing everything, but they didn't come to the table like this. Some people, it takes us 12 years to get them into each new step. These guys, in less than a year. We started with website, then we did content, then we did local listings, then we did SEO, then we did reviews, then we did video. Now we're doing optimization. Now they have, on certain searches, when you pull them up, they own position 1, that's their website. Position 2, that's a local listing. Position 3, that's their YouTube video. And they're occupying entire spaces. They are the provider of whatever service it is, because every asset you place where people are looking for what they're looking for is a moneymaker. Make sense? You got this. I can see it's in. Fantastic. That is check. There are other things. 10, 11, 12, or 9, 10, 11, 12. 9 and 12, these are checkpoints in your business when you need to pause for a minute and take care of your database. It's when you need to start massaging that database. Hopefully you've got your infrastructure set up right. You've got a good database of leads and prospects and opportunities and referral partners, and you've got a database you can connect to for upsells and add-on sales and to build your referral base. You cannot ignore that. So these are major checkpoints to make sure you have a system in place for keeping in contact with those people, because both ways are a problem. If you only focus on existing clients, you bought a business and all you're doing is working the drawers, which I have seen that, and they forget about new client acquisition, in the end that becomes a problem. In the end there's a major fire. If you only focus on new client acquisition and you don't take care of that database, if you don't work that drawer, it's just a huge missed opportunity. Every bad decision, every day we wait to do the right things, it's not the cost of doing it right, it's the cost of the missed opportunities from not doing it or doing it wrong that are the true impact on every business. When you get into these things, pay-per-click, I would put video in any other industry at the top of the list. I can't in HVAC because the majority of dealers, they don't even have content on their website for the services they sell. And that's the starting point. That it's like having a store, a retail store, but not putting any shirts on the rack, and you sell shirts. You have to have that. So there's too many predecessors that need done first. As far as I'm concerned, unless the core things are done correctly and well, you shouldn't be burning money on anything outside of that until you're ready. Is this helpful? Scary? Don't be scared. It's actually really easy. Okay? You good? All right, you guys. With that, if you filled the dealer form out, yesterday and you believe that your handwriting was great, then you don't need to fill it out again. If you think you might want to fix it, do, and give it to Jamal in the back of the room. Our team will go do a full digital sweep of your business online. They're going to put a lot of, I mean, it's hours of energy they put into this. They will do a full review. They'll have a ton of reports. You're going to get an email. It's called the digital evaluation. And in that email, it'll have all the reports and everything. And it'll have a downloadable ebook. You guys get that and then set up time and we'll go over it with you. Help you create a plan for what the next steps are. Cool? Fantastic. Enjoy.